Alright guys, how are we doing today? This is Sweetness 1944. For those of you who have been watching Tim's stream, hopefully we'll get a couple of stragglers in from there. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a review of Wintergreen Golf Club. Let's see here. We got normal greens, normal fairways, fast green speed, not sure how to read that handicap score. If anyone could tell me what those two numbers totally mean, I'm not totally sure. But for now, play from the tips at 6,800 yards. Pin position, let's do 2. Tim recommended this course to me. He said it was really pretty, so figured I'd give it a go before I try some other courses. I have a couple that I got from his stream earlier that we can take a look at. But for now, this is all we got, so here we go. Taking a while to load here. Also, if there's anyone that wants to join me on Xbox, feel free to join me. I got a full open party right now. No one's here with me, so I got 3 open spots if anyone wants to join. For those of you joining the Twitch feed, welcome guys. I'm assuming y'all are coming from from Tim's stream. Just a moment ago, we're going to be going over the Wintergreen Golf Club here. Tim said it was really pretty, so let's give it a go. I'm also using the player clubs. Totally new to the golf club. I didn't play the first one. Let's see here. Easy drive. Pretty open fairways. Start off really pretty. That's a good shot to start off with. Also, guys, I have the comments up in front of me. If y'all have any tips, suggestions, whatnot. 138, up 4 feet. So we're looking at, 139 of this flag. I don't want to take anything off of this one. Let's take some loft off this, let it run. That's a perfect ball. Go, go. Oh, it's too much. That still leaves us with a sizable birdie putt here. And a little bit of a break back to the right towards the end of this one, but mostly the left. Oh, that should break. Oh, that should break back. Oh, that was a perfect putt right there. Wow, to save for the birdie. That was a fun one. All right, 1 under after 1. Got the par 3 second coming up here. Par 3, 160 yards. Stroke index 14, so fairly on the easy side. We got 3 backside bunkers there. Pretty little stream there. Don't want to miss this left. And that bunker and that pin placement is not very favorable. This looks pretty on the money. 4 miles an hour down, 166 yards. Let's take a little bit off this, put some loft on it. Should be good. Just a little right. Not bad. Right. Another right to left break here. Pretty even. Looks like it goes down and comes back up there. Ooh, tried the side door. Just a little bit too much. For those of you just joining, welcome. This is Sweetness 1944. I'm assuming that y'all are coming from Tim's stream. I'm also on YouTube under the same name. I got I think 5 or 6 videos up there right now. If y'all want to go check those out after we're done here. Lock UK. I heard something about dolphins and hole-in-ones. Not here. I don't think so. At least not yet. I'm not that skilled. Odin Army, can you review courses from the PS4 on the Xbox One? Yes, courses are cross-compatible as far as I know. The only things that aren't cross-compatible are societies and like you just can't play with each other, period. As far as I know. Let's see if we can run this one up there. No, it's down one. That's a little bit of a ridge there in front here. I really don't want to have to go over that, but if we have to, we will. Ooh, we shake that one right. Get over that bunker. Hodnet Army, if you have any courses that you wish me to go over, please leave those in the comments and I will make note of it. Alright, we better nail this flop shot here. This is not a pretty lie. Get up there. That's not bad. Not bad. Let's see here. Another right to left break. So, try the side door again there. Still no good. Save that for the... I think that was a bogey. No, that was a par 5. Got lucky there. Still 1 under for the round. Number 4 is par 4, 374 here. Stroke index 2. I'm guessing because there's a crap ton of fairway bunkers here. Those bunkers in front of the green don't look particularly friendly. You don't want to be short here because it looks like it could roll down. And that's on a 2-tiered green. Not sure which part of that, which part the pin is on. Y'all see that was a good shot. And folks, I'm looking at getting myself a camera as well as a mic. I'm just on my headset right now, but that should be coming in due time. I am currently a rising second-year law student. I really don't have that much time on my hands, but this is what I like to do with my spare time. Take a little bit more off this one. That was a perfect shot. Hopefully it'll get there. Ooh, it's going to be short. Exactly what I told myself not to do. Right? Maybe 2/3. We need this to run though. Perfect. Ooh, let's get some. Ooh, if that was just right on line, that would have been perfect. Yeah, boss man. I'll be getting a society together pretty soon here. I just want to have a good repertoire of courses before I really put something together. A combination of Tim's and early 1981's courses, as well as the ones that I've played. I try to play courses that are totally new to the game, so I'll get courses that have only been out for, 30 minutes to an hour. So I just want to expand the repertoire of, really nice courses in the game. Sure, you could play Birkdale, you could play Sawgrass, Pebble Beach, what have you, I mean, let's get something new in here. I mean, I really think that's what makes this game far better than any of the PGA Tour games, because I mean, you can create anything. I mean, people have made putt-putt courses just for the hell of it. And I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, it totally gives the players leeway to do what they want. And I think that's what truly makes this game special. And it's more of a simulation than it is a game. I mean, Tiger Woods felt more arcadey than, simulation like this does. I mean, you really have to be precise here. Ooh, this looks good. Roll. Leaves us with about a 10-foot putt here. There, get there. Oh, I'm still trying for that side door. These greens aren't breaking as much as I thought they would. I've missed probably 3 birdie putts now. Also, if anyone can sound off where they are or where they're from, I'd like to see where everyone else is from here. I'm currently sitting in southeast Houston, Texas in the southeast side. I'm probably about 5 minutes from NASA Mission Control, which I think is pretty cool. Should be good. Here we go. This looks right on the money. Ooh, that looks good. That's perfect. All right, easy birdie putt. United Kingdom, the least magical kingdom. Oh. With the crap and identity politics that y'all play there, I can imagine it's not the most easy of places to be right now. We got a fast there. It's going to go right. Hopefully this should be good. Yeah, guys, all of you in Europe, man, I kind of feel sorry for you simply because you don't really have this thing called free speech, at least according to... I mean, I've seen polls. I don't know. I haven't talked to very many people that have lived overseas. But free speech is considered very valuable to us here in the States, and not so much to those Europeans. They just get scared of words, and I just don't think that's okay. The reason I like to talk about things like this is because I've been working with a civil rights attorney through the summer here in Houston. Ooh, Tim Wilson bounced there towards the hole. Right, so that probably leaves us with... Nobody listens. Yeah, no one listens to us here, Locke. It's kind of sad. I mean, you can name any kind of social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I mean, people just say whatever they want, and for the most part, people just have an echo chamber, and it's quite sad. No one really wants any, civilized discourse. All right, this is an interesting putt here, mostly left to right. That might go. That might go. Oh, man. I've probably missed the last 4 putts by less than 5 inches. That's okay. I'm only a 5.7 handicap. I mean, that's probably because, shoot, I played Magnolia / Augusta, and that was just dirty. Man, I don't even want to talk about that. I had that as a society event, and then I just totally quit the society. In my career offline, I wanted to play some of the more well-known courses first, and I said, okay, fine, let's play Augusta, and I totally regret it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Northern Europe, I've always been told North Europe is absolutely beautiful, especially in Denmark. With the I think that's the tulip fields. They're either no, they're not in Denmark. They're in Holland. Ooh, let's get the Tim Wilson bounce. Oh, crap. We're in the dream. Well, just look at the American election, Locke. It's been an absolute joke, to say the least. In here? I mean, we have Donald Trump as a president. I mean, whoever thought that that would happen? I certainly didn't think so. We're up 5 yards from here. I'm going to take off this one. Fast, it's turning right. Ooh, this might still be okay. Lord Buckethead, man. I've never even heard of that guy. Mooch! Yeah, man. It's so sad the Mooch's reign was so short. I'm gonna chip this one. I have no idea where this one's gonna go. Hit that slope. Ooh. Stay on. This is still not gonna be a pretty putt. It's still rolling too. Up 6 inches. That might go. That might go. Oh man, I missed another one to the left. Too generous with those brakes. These greens aren't super fast. I mean, it could be much worse. Oh man, that's a double bogey. We're still 1 under, but that's okay. Yeah, free paid healthcare. That's a funny thing. Free healthcare is a farce. It doesn't actually exist. Because the taxpayers end up... We got the best. Well, what if the president said it, huh? If that's a YouTube video, please send it to me. I'd love to see the shenanigans that is European politics. Alright, 17 feet up, so this is another 6 yards here. So we're playing 164. I'm going to take some of this off and roll it up there. Seldom is the care even like is it good? Do you have weights? Like I mean, do you have to wait to get procedures done? How much do you have to pay anything out of pocket? Or what in general do you pay out of your salary? I mean, if you don't mind me asking. We don't like to talk about money here in the States. That's a very big no-no. Money, sex, politics, and religion are the big no-nos here. Up 1 inch. That's a sharp break right to left here. Oh, come on, man. Hit the ball. Please stay within... Oh. This is an awful putt. It just keeps going. This is horrible. Oh, I hit that ridge there. Yeah, I see. Goes left and it goes back right here. I have to really hit this one. This might go. This might go. Oh, that was a good par save from there to stay 1 under for the front 9. Income tax at 40%. Seldom I can tell you for a fact that our highest income tax bracket is at 38%. And that doesn't include any deductions that you can do, whether it be donations or anything of that nature. 38%. I think you have to make at least $11,000 to be taxed at around 10%. Ooh, hopefully the wind will straighten this one out. This should still be good. Sit. I see Locke is now hosting me. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm still totally new to this streaming idea. If anyone could explain that, that'd be wonderful. sitting, what, 263 to the pin, plus 24 feet, so another 8 yards. So we're looking at 171 to the pin. Yeah, I'm going to take some loft off this one, see if we can run it. That's a good shot. Ooh, this looks really good. Get up there. Ah, in the rough here. That's alright. Guys, if there's anyone that wants to join me as a ghost or whatnot, my Xbox Live party is open. If anyone's on Xbox and wants to join, at Sweetness1944, as you can see up there in the top left-hand corner. Would love to have some others to play with. Most of the guys I know in real life really don't play much golf. It's really sad. They don't know what they're missing. Perfect fast. This should still be good. Almost past the pin. Yeah, the value-added tax. I've heard about value-added taxes. We just have a sales tax. I'm not sure. I think there's more inner workings as to what is what in regards to that. Oh, barely missed that one. It's still rolling since we're downhill. Why would you tax food, though? See, when we go to the grocery store, you don't actually have to pay sales tax unless it's like processed food, be it like, you know, bagel bites, pizza rolls, you know, frozen, already prepared meals. Oh, there we go. Side door on the right there. So when we go to the grocery store, we actually don't have to pay any kind of sales tax on the food, which is really nice. Like, I just went and spent probably about 150 bucks at the store earlier in the week, and I think I only had to pay 21 cents in tax. It was great. We're looking at 265, down 81 feet. I'm not sure if the driver's the good choice here. I'm gonna hit the 3-wood off this tee. That's a good ball right down the middle. Should be good. That'll roll. Maybe I should have hit the driver here. Not post sales tax. Oh, like non-essential food. Okay, so like what I said about stuff. All right. That makes sense. Got a chip here. I hate rolling the chips. You just never know where it's going to go unless you have a really good idea of where you want it. That better sit. See, that's so frustrating. The chipping in this game is a little wonky. Definitely harder. I mean, the short game in general here is just so much harder than PGA Tour was. Oh, that better break. Oh, so close there. Still another right to left here. Ooh, good putt here. Right. So we're sitting 1 under still. We got 4 pars after that double bogey. Par 3, 226, fairly long. Looks downhill though. Don't want to hit it. Really, don't hit it past the pin. Down 10 feet. So we're looking at, oh, another sitting. Actually, this is pretty spot on here. Hybrids like to run though. I'm going to take some off this 4-iron. Let it roll. Perfect, perfect. Right down the middle. Oh, get the kick left. Oh, short. Took a little bit off that one. Another chip here. So we're looking at a left to right slightly. Some to the left there. Perfect. Ooh, this could be good. Oh, I shouldn't have taken that off. That was perfect. I mean, national health insurance sounds great, but at the same time, it's really. I'm sure y'all have probably heard about wow, $1,500 for a tooth crown. That's insane. I mean, you'll pay about 3 grand for braces, but I think that's over the time of braces. Good ball there. That should straighten out. So you still have to pay the national insurance tax even if you have private health insurance. So it won't even matter because you can probably pay for your own care anyway. And if you're still waiting for treatment, I can imagine you'd probably fly to the States or wherever you can get it a la carte, and you'd be fine. But the average citizen can't really do that, which is kind of upsetting. But I'm sure y'all probably heard about the Charlie Gard story. He had a degenerative disease, and I think that some EU council or court said that they were going to take him off life support because that was the best for him. And I think that's really unfortunate. That story has gained a lot of attention here in the States because you would never see that. You would never have the government deciding who can live and who can't live. Especially the American conservative right has really attached themselves to that story and has used it as a calling card to be like, how explain how it wasn't the government. Well, I think the UN was it the UN Human Rights Council that got involved with that. I'm not totally sure. See here, that's a really pretty rolling hills hole. Bunker there on the right. Got queen going to the right. The parent. See, I don't even think a doctor would have the right to do that. If the parents are willing to pay for the operation here, then that's never going to happen. Didn't cost you hernia surgery and gallbladder didn't cost you anything. That's amazing. I mean, was it quality care? Your hospitals in good condition? I mean, hospitals in general are pretty disgusting simply because there's so much crap going on. Uh, but I mean, are they clean? Is it sanitary? I mean, it might sound like a mundane question, but looks down on the backswing. This looks like a delicate shot here. Ooh, this if that can bounce over the bunker, I'd be forever happy. Oh, nope. Was it the Queen's Bench? I've read quite a few cases from the Queen's Bench in England. We study a lot of English law here in the United States, simply because, well, that's where we came from. That's a good shot. That should play nicely. Hopefully we can save this for birdie here. Oh, too much there. Man, I feel like that barely broke. Setting. All right, I think that was a save for par. Sadly, it was a case of the doctors saying yeah, it's medical trauma would be fair. See, it doesn't even matter about the doctor's opinion in this case, at least here in the States. That would have never happened. Because the child rearing, as our Supreme Court has said, under various cases, is a fundamental liberty, which is an actual legal term. Which means that the government can only infringe upon that liberty interest if they have a compelling government interest and tailor that to the least intrusive means. In this case, the doctors wouldn't have a choice to. So it's so appalling that someone besides the parents had the choice to say no to this treatment and let them die. So, I mean, as an American and as an American constitutional up and coming scholar, I hope. That's just abhorrent, and that would never happen here. So, I mean, we were all it's just kind of upsetting. And here I'm playing a golf game talking about health insurance. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, sit. I mean, politics and golf. I mean, it's kind of a fun combo. Get there, get there. Ooh, barely in there. I mean, I'm sure the doctor was coming from a professional opinion, and professional opinions are supposed to be regarded as professional and not biased. I'm sure that's the case there as well. True, politics and golf is definitely a Trump thing, and in the words of my father, who's played a lot of golf on business ventures. Oh man, I was only had the 5 wood in my hands there. Uh, he's gotten more deals on the golf course than he ever has gotten off. So it's always good to know how to play because you never know who the most important person you'll meet is and if they play golf. I mean, the first thing that I go into when I talk to new attorneys or people that I'm interviewing with is if they play golf because that's a connection that you can make instantaneously. 21 feet up, so we got another 7 yards to this one. 4 plus 3, 93 yards. Ooh, let's take a little bit off this. That's a great shot. Sit. Oh, that's perfect. Right here. I agree with you, Seldom. The fact is they just don't want to offend anyone. And I mean, from the news that I've seen about Poland, they have refused to let immigrants in, and it's they haven't had no issues of terrorists or anyone infringing on their own people, for that matter, at least from people abroad. This should be a good shot here. I think I'm just gonna hit this one, see how it goes. That's a perfect shot. As long as this sits, this should be gold. Parents said no, wanted to fight. Yes, it was their right to do so. Post court because of hospital. Yes. The thing is, even if it was an experimental cure, how are we ever going to know, I mean, what will happen if we don't progress that cure? I mean, things were always experimental before they were released to the general public and determined as cures. So, I mean, why not try? If someone is willing to try it, why not? Interesting break here. Might be good unless it's going to roll past the cup, and it will. People from outside the UK helped rebuild us post-World War II. We would have had lots of help. Yeah, I mean, you did get lots of help. The only thing is, I mean, even the Russians, the Russians were the only true superpower left on top with us here in the United States. And even then, I mean, they still lost 20 million people in the war. So, I mean, the Western world really fell upon the back of the United States after the war. Like with Syria, it's awful there now. We shouldn't be turning our backs on people who are desperate. We shouldn't be turning our backs on people who are desperate. But at the same time, I have to agree with President Trump on this one, in that it's a really pretty finishing hole. I'm sorry, I got distracted here, guys. Shot. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you got to make sure the nation's interests are best at heart. I mean, at the same time, you don't want to turn your backs on people, but the government's job is not charity. The government's job is to protect its own citizens first. And people conflate charity with government-mandated and tax-funded ventures like helping people from abroad. Yeah, sure. I mean, private charity, I think, is the place for a lot of that, unless you could fully vet the people that come into your country. I mean, the crap that's been happening in London, especially during Ramadan the last couple months, has been abhorrent. Like, there's been a couple terrorist attacks every, couple weeks, and I haven't seen that here in the States at all. Just gonna hit this one. Down 11 feet, so we're playing 152. Yeah, this should be, oh, let's take, there we go. This should be pretty if I can hit this one nicely. Sit, oh man, that went right. That should leave us with a sizable birdie putt here. It should be their own countries. I'm inclined to agree with you. I mean, there's no reason that we should spend taxpayer dollars to help people get here so they can mooch off the system. That's the thing is, I mean, people love to say, oh, you're being heartless bastards for not allowing people to come into your country. But the thing is, you can't have a welfare state like the mixed economies of Europe or the somewhat capitalist society here in the United States. And have open borders because people are just going to come here freely and do what they want, and they're going to mooch off the system because they can. And that's not fair to the citizens who pay into that. See, we have Social Security here in the United States. That entire fund is going to run dry by the time I mean, I'm only 23. That entire fund is going to run dry by the time that I retire, because clearly the federal government doesn't know how to manage money. I really enjoyed that course, though. I give that definitely 5 stars. We can put that as the favorites. We'll put that one in the society circuit. If there's any other courses you'd like me to go over, I can still stay on for probably at least one more round. So far, I'll just stay here until someone gives me the first one they want. Personal courses, what courses they played, you name it. I prefer to stay away from courses that early 1981 or Tim Wilson UK have done. Club Kasabian. Is that a real course? It's not great. Evil and good in parts. Is it pretty? Okay. You don't want to play a boring course that's evil, because that's just awful. Is it pleasing to the eye? I think I saw that Ilha da Quimada Grande before. I think I'll write that down. We can do that one afterwards. It's a ban. Hotnet Army, if you're on Xbox, if you don't mind direct messaging me the name of that course so I don't forget it. If not, I think you can DM me here on Twitch as well. Or leave it in the YouTube comments. I'm also on YouTube, guys. Y'all can check me out at Sweetness1944. Look for the picture of Walter Sweetness Payton. It was also my profile picture here. I think I got 5 or 6 videos up there right now. Just course reviews. I'll be doing society events and other things, what have you. But I want to get at least a couple more. I didn't find the course. I want to get a couple more courses before we start doing a society. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Yawn. Go. There we go. The Kasabian Klub. 6,800 yards. Oh, looks. Oh, wow, that's really pretty. Right. Fairways normal, greens normal, green speed normal. Let's get a new round up in here. 7,100 yards in the back tees. We'll do pin set 4. If anyone's on Xbox, feel free to join me here, guys. Y'all can find me at Sweetness1944. Let's see how this goes. All right, first hole, par 4, 399. Kind of reminds me of a evergreen pine trees. I don't know. Those always look really pretty on the golf course. We got a lot of pine trees down here in South Texas. Uh, the piney woods of East Texas are popular, and one of the first places that the explorers went to. In fact, I believe the French explorer La Salle was murdered by his own men going up the Sabine River on the on the east border of Texas because his men just got fed up with the humidity and heat here in Texas. So they killed him. Fun fact of the day. First tee shot, here we go. A little left, but this should still be okay. If we can get a Tim Wilson bounce, and please get out of that bump. Still be good. Ooh. Oh man, that was really close. All right, 113 down. We're sitting at 111 to this pin. Take some off this sand wedge. Pitching wedge here. Perfect slow. This should be good. Ooh, this looks really good. Oh man, I could have almost hold out there. There we go. All right, we start with a birdie here. There's talk about a building of refugee camps in Africa with each case is being looked at instead of letting them in Europe right away. Well, I mean, I think that makes sense if you can properly vet people before they enter the country. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Um, but the thing is, I mean, a lot of non-Western countries don't keep proper records to where you can properly vet someone. So how do you know if they're going to be a threat to your society or not? We're sitting at 157 plus 13, so another 4 yards. We're sitting at 161. This club's going to go 135 here. Need to take some serious distance off this one. Not that much. A little bit right, but this should still be okay. Ooh, kick left. Kick left. Guys, if you're watching in the Twitch stream or if you're watching later on YouTube, I'm always looking for suggestions of what kind of clubs to keep in my bag right now. I think I switched out my 4 hybrid for a 4 iron or a 3 iron, excuse me. Yeah, 3 iron. Might have, no, I can't remember. Anyway, the biggest difference I have is between the pitching and the sand wedge because it goes from like 80 to 120 yards. And it's those gaps, they're really hard. Didn't break. Didn't give it enough time. Right. Good save for par there. All right. 1 under after 2. Par 72 here. Block very much right. There's people that are assholes, and there's people that are very nice from all different kinds of places in their life. This is an interesting fairway here. Rolls down here. 4 fairway bunkers, pretty bridges here. You don't want to hit that slope, though. I did that on a course earlier today, and it just went right in the water. And we're downhill. I'm going to take the 5 wood off this tee. I just don't trust that slope, and especially since we're probably already downhill. That's a good shot here. That's true. Supposed to and follow the laws of the land, then I don't think anything else should really matter. That's very much true, but that's not how it works. The immigration system here in the U.S. really needs a fix. We got a glitch there on the backswing. Good shot though. is really cool though. People like to write off my political opinions. I'm considered a libertarian here in the United States. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I think they're both corrupt and they're both assholes. Um, I'm for smaller government in all sorts of ways. Always, really. All right, we're sitting at 145 to this pin. Oh man, that's right on the money. I'm going to take a little bit off this so we can roll it up there. Slow on the downswing. This should still be good. Boop. All right. Look, I think you're right to each their own. As long as you don't infringe upon the rights of others, then you should be able to do whatever you want. Ironically, I mean, the closest mainstream balance between the right and the left, especially here in the United States, is the Libertarian Party. And primarily, it's mostly libertarians in on the right side of the aisle as the Republicans, be it Rand Paul or Senator Mike Lee, Tom Woods, uh, mostly people of that nature. I supported Rand Paul in the primaries here in the United States. Unfortunately, the rest of the United States did not think the way that I did. That was a nice little Tim Wilson bounce. I don't know. John Kasich seemed more of an establishment kind of guy. He wasn't my favorite, especially when it with his comments towards gay people in general. I mean, that's not a huge concern for myself, but if you're gonna treat them like crap and second class citizens, then I really don't want to have anything to do with you. It's a nice approach shot. Looks like we got a downhill putt. Left to right here. This looks really close. Is that gonna go? Is that gonna go? Oh, barely skirted the right edge there. Right, sitting 2 under after 4. Got another par 4 on the way. Par 4, 446. 4 fairway bunkers, presumably right where this ball is going to land. Excuse me. And to a green with pin placement there on the right next to a greenside bunker. 3 bunkers. That's probably the most favorable pin placement we could have had there. It's a great shot. A little bit to the right, but that should still stand. The problem is we have somebody who thinks they're a Bernie Sanders, but is not here. What do you mean? What do you mean by Bernie Sanders? He's a demagogue at its finest. He believes all of what he says, and his supporters believe all what he says. But he's trying to bring the same kind of so-called socialism of Europe here, and I don't think it's ever going to work. The problem is most of the countries in Europe, I mean, compared to the United States, don't get me wrong, I'm sure everyone else has their views on this, but most countries in Europe are more homogenous. They're of the same people, of the same race. They come from the same places, and Europe is so much closer together. You have people who think the same way in general, and they've always been on the same track. Versus the United States, we have people all over the place, at least in terms of their political views. I mean, be it right or left. Ooh, skirt of the right edge again there. And flip-flops, I'm pretty much makes let student pay money to go to your... Well, most politicians say they don't say anything, but they totally say the same thing again. It's frustrating. Another par there. Most people do want to talk policy. But there is a couple on both the left and the right. I mean, you have the so-called alt-right who they get triggered every time, you step on a American flag. And I'm like, but Johnson v. United States. Like, it's totally a thing. Like, don't do that. You have no right to tell them no. It's playing 143. Let's take a little bit off this, especially since glitch there on the downswing. Hopefully this is safe. Bounce left. Now we're on the fringe there. Oh, Ron Paul. My boy Ron Paul. He is the father of Rand Paul, the senator from Kentucky. I thought he was kind of a crazy kook when I first got into politics. I just thought he was just crazy, wanted to totally dismantle the military and whatnot. But then I started learning a little bit more about the libertarian platform. And his ideas came to be more sensible to me. Get in there. Oh, so close. I shouldn't have moved that cursor to the left. I mean, if you want an idea of what the American libertarian mainstream is like, go check out people like Julie Borowski, who's another a YouTuber, Erica July, who's a rapper, an artist, and he also has his own political opinions. There's a chick named Liberty Laura. I mean, there's all sorts of different kinds of liberty personalities all over Facebook and social media. Great shot there. As long as we don't go to that bunker. I should have put a little bit of fade on that one. Let's see here. 184, down 1 foot. Hitting this 182. I want to take some off this and let it roll. This looks good. This should roll. That's not a bad ball at all. Slight left to right break here. It's probably not going to go that far. Lo and behold, I'm glad I went back. Because you want BBC access to the Obama White House. Really bad how Paul Ryan was based saying we won't do this good thing because we don't want the Democrats to claim it. When you say this thing with Paul Ryan, what exactly do you mean? Do you mean healthcare? Because that's probably correct. I mean, that's the one thing he said he didn't want to do because Democrats, which is unfortunate. Man, it's a hard hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fairway bunkers downhill towards the water. Don't want to hit this left. No wind. Ooh, we might be, unless we can get a Tim Wilson bounce here to the left. Hopefully that doesn't hit the slope. And we're actually sitting pretty nice to get to this green in 2. I hope so. It is a par 4. Back right pin placement. Don't want to hit that slope. Downhill 5 feet, so we're going to be playing roughly 155 to this pin. I'm going to take just a tad bit off this. I do not want to hit that slope. I'd rather go long. Oh, fast on the downswing. We're going right. No. Well, this sucks. Right over by this tree. I'm gonna have to hit this right. Ooh. 19 yards to this one. Perfect. Oh, right in the bunker. Sucks. Actually, you know what? That's a really good question. Let me open that up to the floor. What does everyone else think about the Paris Agreement in general? Because I know I have my opinions. I'm really interested to see what everyone else has to do, especially if you're not from the United States. Because I pretty much know all American narratives at this point. There. Ooh. Oh, oh, so close there. We're going to drop a shot here. All right, we're still sitting 2 under after 8. 498 par 5. Force carry. Ooh, that's a really small little lick of fairway to those two fairway bunkers. That's a little nasty tee shot here. Really concentrate on this one. That is a perfect shot. Exactly where you want to put this, and that green looks like it's surrounded. Right. 215 to this green. I don't want to miss this short. 11. I'm going to take a little bit off this. Just see where it goes. I'd rather miss this green right. Left. Sit. This might be on for the eagle putt. Sod it. Let's make whole plants great again. Well, the media is gonna paint anything that goes against the climate change narrative as false and crap and bad for everyone. Will you get the Xbox One X? Gaming question. Yes, I believe I will eventually. I'm really excited to see what all these games look like. Comes out, especially with most of the new Microsoft games run natively in 4K. I don't have a 4K TV, but I've heard, based on reviews that have seen the Xbox One X at E3 this past month, that it still looks better and it runs even better. So all these glitches and crap, at least when it comes to frame rate, should never happen again. Right to left here. It's close. Oh, you know what? I'll take that from 42 feet. All right. I think that was for birdie because that was a par 5. Yes, it was. We are sitting back at 3 under for the front 9 here. We should be looking at green technology. I get it. Should be business led, not government led. But it doesn't work. You have companies buying politicians to stop green deals or fine. Okay. Well, the thing is, I think companies, even American companies, do understand that coal and non-renewable energies will eventually run out. I mean, come on. If they truly believe in their profit-driven motive, they're going to understand. We might be in that. Ooh, we're going to be in that first bunker here. Ooh. I think they understand that they are developing greener technologies. And the thing is, even our non-renewable energies, such as oil and coal, are getting more fuel efficient and less dirty by the year. I mean, we're more efficient with our oil now than we were, 10 years ago. And it's absolutely amazing how far we've come as a society. Up 23 feet. I think I'll take a 6-iron here. Shank that right here. Left bounce. And I'm probably going to be behind that tree. Windmills aren't necessarily efficient. See, that's my true concern is efficiency. If wind and solar were totally efficient, I really wouldn't care. But the thing is, they aren't. So, I mean, the wind wind technology is wind is not always blowing. The sun is not always shining. Oil and coal are, they're solid. They're solid pieces of fuel that are very dense, and you can pack a lot of fuel in a small space. See, I mean, solar farms. I mean, look, you got to take up acres upon acres upon acres of land, and creating solar batteries is just not a fuel efficient for the environment. When it comes to wind, I mean, the wind isn't blowing, and the problem we truly have is battery power or our ability to store energy in batteries is just not efficient. I mean, for example, I mean, there was a course here in Houston called. Ooh, we hit some trees there. That might be good. There's a course called Tour 18 here in Houston. They do a bunch of recreations of holes from all over the world. So they did Amen Corner at Augusta, which was absolutely fascinating. I think I drove it right over the green with my 6 iron, unfortunately. But that was a really cool hole. But they also had these things called golf boards. It was like a skateboard that you could put your golf bag on top of or on the back of it. And it was really cool. I was curious to see, how much they cost retail, and they're like 3,500. No, they're like $6,000 just for one. And it's because they have to put that all of that battery technology or that new battery technology in such a small space. So it's still so expensive, and it's just not commercially viable. Look at the PS4 controller's battery weak compared to how much I play. I probably run through batteries a lot. Let's see here. I don't know if this is gonna get there. Oh no, it will not. At the Paris Agreement. What do I think of the Paris Agreement? That's a fun one. Uh, from what I've heard, I'm not going to say if this is fact or not, but basically from what I've heard, the United States agreed to give, I think, a trillion or $1 billion or something, quite a lot of money to these developing countries to subsidize their green energy ideas. And I just think that's a load of crap, because why are we giving taxpayer dollars to an agreement that the American people never actually agreed to? And see, this treaty was never actually agreed. It was ratified by the Senate, which is required by the United States Constitution. So I don't think, a billion plus U.S. taxpayer dollars should be going to foreign countries before, the Senate actually has the time to ratify it. I mean, even so, I just think that's wealth redistribution at its finest, and I don't think bureaucrats in the UN should have the ability to say to the U.S. or have the ability to agree to this amount of money. I just don't want to be subsidizing other countries. That's not the U.S.'s job. All right, left side. I think the point of it is not to hurt developing countries when you see the U.S. has done this stuff for years. Gas closing, yeah. What do you mean hurt developing? How does the U.S. hurt developing countries with our ability to create new technologies? That's because we have the wealth here. That's just a matter of fact. That's same thing for Western Europe. This is a pretty interesting drive here. Fairway bunkers, downhill slope. Don't want to hit that right one. 475 par 4. Ooh, we think we're going to hit that bunker. But we might not. If we can get the bounce left. 300-yard drive here. Not too shabby. 5 iron to this green. Still almost 200 out after a long-ass drive. Right, up. So we're probably looking at 6 yards, so 194 to this hole. Take some off this. Let it fly. Let it fly. This is a good shot. Ooh, this might be sandy. Oh yeah, that's definitely sandy. Alright guys. I want to do a chip shot here. There. Oh, so close. That would have been a good save for birdie. Saying doing that, what I mean is if Indiana spent 2 or 3 times as much money on green power source over a coal power station, whatever, that hurts them in terms. Okay, yeah. In theory, you could say, yes, we're earmarking this money for green energy purposes. But the thing is, if one sovereign power is going to give money to another sovereign power, how is the first sovereign power going to have any kind of oversight if they truly use that money on green energy? My problem is abuse of that money. Is I don't think it's going to go to the causes that it thinks. I mean, because we think that Western countries are corrupt. Just imagine how developing countries are. I mean, it's just a nasty game that we play with ourselves. I don't know if I should go through those trees here. Put some height on this one and see if we can carry this. Full hole though. It doesn't matter because I went right. We're gonna have to throw this back in the fairway. Screwed in terms of sorting this out. Also, from what I've heard in terms of the Paris Agreement, even if we all hit our marks for the last, or for the next, I think, half a century, it wouldn't really do much to stop climate change. And the vast amount of this looks actually pretty. Oh, back in the bunker. It wouldn't do much to stop climate change, and the vast amount of money that it could possibly tank economies with the amount of taxes and other reforms that would go along with this, it's just not worth it. Unless we can find better alternatives to it, I just don't think it'll be worth it. China has the money, they have the manpower, and I'm pretty sure India probably has the money to do it as well. And the fact is, if we're going to do business with the other developing countries, and most likely Africa or Southeast Asia, then it's really going to. I don't think that money's going to go to the proper place. And that's not fair to me as an American taxpayer. Hit the ball, Kyle. Hit the ball. What do you think the end is? Then if we don't go with green tech. I'm not saying that green tech isn't a viable energy source. I'm saying that it's not economic to today. And I think private industry. Oh, that was a nice putt to save for par there. I think private industry will still have larger legs and will be more efficient with that money in determining where it should go and how to develop these technologies. I mean, because sure, governments can help and whatnot. They can direct the research in a certain way. But at the same time, I don't think that government will ever be truly efficient with the way that it spends its dollars. So we're looking at 11 feet down. So we're looking at 184 yard shot here. Sure here. Let's just hit this and see where it goes. That's a great shot. I think we're over this green. Oh, actually, no, this is perfect. Sit. That could be a hole-in-one. Oh! Oh, that was so close. Said it's not worth the money. If you were competing with something that is far cheaper and more used, you're going uphill instantly. When you say going uphill, yeah, you are competing with something. I guess you mean because it costs less, and it's going to be harder for green energy to fight against non-renewables because it is more expensive. But I don't think making people pay for something that's more expensive is the right way to go. That's a great shot. I mean, ultimately, I don't think making anyone pay for anything they never want to is just not fair. The voluntary transactions are what make Western Europe so great, is that we have the ability to say, no, I don't want to pay for that, so we don't. I mean, why do you think, TaylorMade is the number one driver in golf because they make a quality driver that's a fairly good product. And it's, I mean, granted, it's pretty expensive because they know what their brand's worth, but at the same time, they make something that's, I mean, the one of the best products on the market, so people are going to shell out the money for it. That's perfect. Oh, we're going to be on the back slope of this. We've been going for 71 minutes. This is insane. Definitely my longest broadcast so far. 1 foot up 30 feet. This is going to be a nasty putt here. Ooh. Oh, that was close. It will be new and expensive at first. And I still don't see force it. The fact is, it's immoral to make people pay for things they don't want to. It's kind of like taxes. I mean, if I really want to pull one out of my ass, I'll say taxation is theft. I think for the most part, ooh, that was a nice putt there to save for the par. Forcibly taking money from people and putting it to projects that they don't want it to go to. Property that is theirs. I mean, money is property. And if you take that property and use it for something that that person didn't want you to, I mean, it makes sense. And Locke, you take care, man. Please give my YouTube channel a like, a subscribe, what have you. I can't wait to see what kind of society we can pull together on the Xbox here. Take care, man. Right, and then there were 5. No, you don't. Popular discourse is good. The wind will kick this back straight, and we'll get a bounce left. No, man, you definitely were. Give me the U wrong. No triggering here. No triggering. All right. 10 feet up to this one, so we're looking at another. Ooh, 73 yards to this one. Oh, well, we need to take this one. Send it. Perfect slow. Should still be good. That should be really good. If that just had a little bit more on, that might have been on. Guys, I'm curious to see whoever's in the stream, what clubs they have in their bag. As I said earlier, if you weren't here, I think I took out my 4 hybrid and put in a 4 or 3 iron, whichever one that wasn't in there, because I just didn't like the gap between the 4 hybrid and the 4 iron. It just wasn't worth it to me. So I'm curious to see what y'all have in your bags, to see if there's anything I can do to change everything up. Let's see here, 7 miles an hour. Let's let this run here. Ooh, that's going way right. Oh man, we might be on the backside of this tree. Oh, good bounce. That was a Tim Wilson special there, even though we're in a crap lie. I'm gonna do a flop shot here. Perfect. Ooh, that should still be good. Not a bad shot from there. And I'm still putting for birdie here. All right. Wraps around the right side of that cup. I think we're 5 under for the round here. 5 under. All right. 2 birdies in a row. Let's finish it off with the birdie on 18. All right. This is an interesting hole here. That fairway runs right into the rough here. I don't think we should be able to. That's going to run in if you hit that slope. That's just too much. And those fairway bunkers really do come in on the sides here. I think taking the 3-wood off the tee here is probably the water green. And 2, that's a perfect shot. That's about as best as I could have done from there. All right, let's see this approach shot. 290 or 197, excuse me, not 297. 197 to the pin here. I'm definitely gonna play 191 with the carry. This shot's gonna be playing 199. So I want to take a little bit of loft off this one and send it. This should go. Ooh, this looks really good. This is right at the flag. Ooh, just stop. Please stop. I want the birdie. That's not a bad shot from there. This is a nasty little birdie putt coming up. 4 inches up. Ooh, I don't know. Oh wow, it was right there. That was a good birdie putt to save. All right. Ends with what? I think that was 3 birdies in a row there. That was a fun course. It was a really pretty course too. It wasn't too bad. I'm going to give that 5 stars. I'll favorite that. We can put that in the society rotation. Folks, if there's any other courses that you have for me to do, I'm going to get off here for just a second. Gather myself, get some more water. If y'all have any other courses, I'll stay live. You can drop those in the comments. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop the broadcast here. Y'all can drop those in the comments, either on YouTube or here in the Twitch stream. Folks, if y'all join me through the whole thing, I want to give you a sincere thanks. Please give me a subscribe or follow me here on Twitch. I'm also on YouTube under the same name at Sweetness1944. Give me a like on on my other couple of videos that I've done, as well as a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, man. Y'all folks take a great rest of your day.